Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to deal with every objection that you're going to get in most of your life insurance sales. And I know I covered some of this in my previous closer framework video if you look at the last video in the course. So the first objection is price, and the reason that is a non-issue is because they simply do not understand the value they are getting, because we as humans vote with our dollars. We vote with our dollars, and what that means is we will place our dollars in things where we think we are getting a discount or an extreme amount of value that is way above what we are paying for it. So with the price objection, there's a couple different ways to get over the obstacle. And I like to make empathetic statements to show them that I'm on their side. I'm looking at the decision shoulder to shoulder with them to get on their side of the table. In the sale, you start off at two ends of the table, and by the time I'm showing price, I want to be at their side of the table, shoulder to shoulder, looking at this together with them. That way they know I am there to help them and not just be a product pusher. So if you're doing budgeting type of questions like, hey, what do you make after Uncle Sam comes in and takes his cut at the end of every month? They'll say $5,000. Okay, and how much does it cost you guys to survive every month? $4,000. And if him and his wife are both making $2,500 a month. Okay, so what happens when you lose your wife's income? Or for the wife, what happens when your husband dies and you lose that $2,500 a month? What are you going to have to do to come up with that $1,500 a month? And this is a problem awareness question. It's going to help them find a solution to come up with their own ideas, because as I've said, internal motivation lasts a lot longer than external motivation. We hate when people tell us what to do. We love it when we think it's our own idea that we're acting on. It's just natural human behavior in psychology, guys. So as long as you're asking budgeting questions like that, when you get the price objection, oh, this is too expensive, I can't afford that, you can use what they've given you as darts to throw at their objection, to knock them down. So if the policy is $100 a month, okay, well, John, which makes more sense? Paying $100 a month or trying to come up with $1,500 a month? Because you told me that when your wife dies, you're going to lose that $2,500, but your bills are $4,000 and you're only bringing home $2,500. So what do you have to do to make ends meet or to get that other $1,500? And sometimes I'll just write it down on a piece of paper. I'll take 1,500 times 12, and then I'll take 100 times 12. So you tell me which one you want to pay at the end of the year. Another way to get over it. So you have two options today, John. You can keep going down the cheap route and not get this, and when something happens, you can try to come up with the $1,500, work a second job, anything like that. Or you can just pay the $100 a month to get this policy put in place today, and when something happens, it'll be there for you. Both of those options are a choice for you, but only one of them has the potential to get you where you're looking to go or solve your problem. You can say it either way. Which one do you want? It's not do you want it, it's which one do you want? It's an assumed close. You can use hypotheticals for this. Well, this is too expensive. Well, if it were cheaper, would you take it? Or if it was cheaper, would you pull the trigger on it? Well, yeah, okay, well, let's just cut them out in half. That way you're not getting something that you're going to have to cancel 6 months down the road. Because if you die on month 7, this was just a huge waste of time and money anyways. Let's just get you something which is better than nothing. Wouldn't you agree? So let's just cut this in half and get you started out today. You can always add more later. And if they're using this for something like mortgage protection, and they have a $100,000 house in the policy, we're cutting it down to $50,000. Well, John, if you die and you just leave her $50,000, what can she take that money and do with it? She can refinance the house, and then it'll be affordable for her to stay in it then, right? I typically try to let them come to that conclusion themselves. That way they think it's their idea. I just manipulated the conversation for them to come to that conclusion. I'm steering the conversation to where I want it to go, where I feel like I have control, but they think they're in control. The meaning of the communication is the response you get. Where do I want them to go based on the question that I'm asking? What do I want them to say back to me? Oh, this is expensive. Compared to what? I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate you sharing that with me. I understand it. Can you tell me why you feel that way? And that's a way to get to another objection, which they were just using a smoke screen or a foil for, because price not be the real objection. Like I said, price is only an issue in the absence of value. Don't get all defensive and aggravated because they're telling you it's too expensive. I kind of take it as a compliment. Well, why wouldn't it be expensive? It's the best for your family. Now, right here is where I would say, John, now would you respect me, honestly, if I showed you the cheapest option, which is probably not the best for your family? Do you want to go down that $19.99 a month route that you see on TV that's not going to be there when you need it? Do you really think $19 is going to buy you $1 million of coverage and they actually pay that policy out? No. So those are a couple ways you can get over the price objection. But if you're getting that, it's because you inadequately explain the value that they are getting for their dollar in return. They don't feel like it's going to solve their problem. They don't understand what they are getting for it because, like I said, we vote with our dollars. And the best way to deal with this objection is to not get it in the first place. That's why I like to ask budget questions. So once I find out how much they have left over at the end of each month, hey guys, if I found you something within 15 to 20% of what you guys are saving each month, would that be affordable enough for you to make a decision today? Awesome, let's go forward. That way I'm not 45 minutes into a sale and getting an objection, I'm 5 minutes in. Saves me a ton of time, effort, and resources. So that's a value-based objection. The next objection is a stall. I need to think about it. So we have to teach them how to make an educated decision. Well, John, do you feel like this product is going to solve your problem? Do you trust me? Do you want to work with me? Do you have access to money or someone who does? Because if you see the value in this, we can find another way to finance this. Well, awesome. Let's just get you started. We teach them how to walk through a decision-making process. That way they can be empowered. Like, hey, would you feel better if you just got this taken care of today? Like, solve this problem for good? Or, John, just tell me something, man. If we got this policy put in place for you today and you died tomorrow and I had to deliver this check and it paid off your house, could you see any cons or disadvantages with that? They shouldn't be able to find any. And you get them to say yes by saying no. And that is the beauty of it. Like I said, this is all psychology. If you know how these objections come up, you can prevent them from happening most of the time anyways. So I need to think about it. Well, yeah, what's your main concern? Now, you're not thinking about it yourself. It's actually my job to help you make a decision on whether you even need this or not. So what's your main concern? And then tackle it. And then walk through the decision-making process. Well, John, do you feel like this policy is going to be there for when you need it and solve that problem that your family was going to be homeless or your wife was going to have to get 2 jobs and move the kids to a different school district? Do you feel like this is going to prevent all that from happening if you get it? Yep. Awesome. Do you trust me, John? Have I explained everything correct? Do you understand what I'm telling you? Do you like me? Yep. Awesome. Well, John, do you have access to money, funds, or know someone who does? Awesome. Let's just get you signed up today. And the last objection is just decision maker. They're asking for permission instead of support. Oh, I need to talk to my wife about this. I need to talk to the kids about this. Guys, you are the life insurance expert, not them, their kids, or their wife. They didn't go through the licensing course and learn all the stuff on there. You did. So overcome it. So for the decision maker objection where they're saying I need to talk to my wife about it, I just ask them, well, what if they say no? Sometimes they'll say, well, I would do it anyways. Awesome, let's just get you signed up. Here's the application. Who do you want your beneficiary to be? If they say, well, I wouldn't do it, then I ask them, well, what do you think their biggest objection would be? And now they're using a foil for someone who's not even there. And then we can actually attack the real problem. If that doesn't work, then we move on to past agreements. Because I'm assuming that their wife is not okay knowing that when John dies, she's going to be homeless. So John, does your wife know you guys have this problem that whenever you die, she's going to be stuck with this funeral bill, or she's going to be stuck trying to pay off the whole house and trying to get a second job and having to move the kids and put them into daycare and trying to come up with $1,500 a month? Yeah, she knows that. And John, is she okay with you guys having that problem? Like, does she approve of that? No. Well, John, why would Sarah be against you solving a problem that she's already not approving of? Going to the close. And if that doesn't work, then we'll just do a delayed close. Well, John, while you're talking to Sarah about this, let's just go ahead and get the application filled out, because while you guys are talking about this, the insurance company is going to be talking about this on whether or not they even want to approve you, because money doesn't buy life insurance, your health does. So let's just get you signed up right now. It's going to take a week for them to get back. And in that time, John, if Sarah tells you that I want to try to take on all this debt myself, I want to move the kids to a different school district so they lose all their friends, I want to worry about trying to come up with $1,500 a month, I just want to struggle for the next 2 years without you being here. John, if Sarah says that to you, by all means come back to me and I'll rip up this contract. And then boom, close. And guys, if they're still not willing to do that, they are not your client. Or you haven't dug deep enough to find the pain, the real problem, or their main concern. This is all dictated on the quality of questions you ask. So here is just a suggestion on how you can get over all of those objections and prevent them from in the future from happening. So I hope that was valuable for you. It's helped me make tons of money, and I want to help you do the same. So I'll see you guys in the next video.